listening to Central Hip Hop Hour with Gabe Schall and Nate Havrilla. Starting now. It's Triple H Central Hip Hop Hour on the beat, where we talk all things hip hop. I'm Gabe Schall.
And I'm Nate Havrilla. This week we're going through a list of big hip hop artists and picking our favorite feature from each of them.
So before we start, we got to do a little disclaimer. A lot of these artists have like over 100 features. A lot of them are obscure. So we did our research for this, but there's only so much we could do for so many artists. So these are just our favorites from what we've heard, what we're used to. So, and I got to say, like, I've found like so many good new songs from this that I had never heard before.
Yeah, I think that, and I just rediscovered some old ones where I was just going through. I was like, dang, I forgot about how good this song is.
It's really easy to forget about like features and like, especially because a lot of these are like singles and stuff like that. It's so easy to forget about those. But so this was a really fun process for me. If you have any songs that you think we missed, let us know. WMHW on Instagram. We'd love to hear them. But yeah.
And then before we really get into it, in terms of what a feature is, we just wanted to clarify that we only counted songs that really like listed them as a feature or like with, and not something like a Metro Boomin album where he's just producing and there's only like one artist on the track. So, I mean, obviously there's some great Metro like features on Metro albums, but just because it's not,
I feel like it'd be kind of unfair.
Yeah,
you know, like taking like Metro Spider or something, Young Thug and Metro Boomin. Young Thug's the only person on that song, so he gets like a whole track length to do amazing things. Whereas compared to like a song where he's with Future or with Travis Scott, it's not exactly the same thing. So
Agreed.
We wanted to reserve it for like guest verses on someone else's song. And just see how they did in that song. As far as like what we were looking for in terms of like deciding what is the best feature that they've done, what were you kind of thinking about?
You know, for me, it was just really based on how much I enjoy the feature itself. Obviously, I think that you have to also look at how it incorporates with the song.
Absolutely.
How they fit in onto the track, maybe how they come in and leave out, stuff like that. But for me, the main criteria was just like that pure verse by itself and just how much like I really personally enjoyed that. Yeah,
we're really talking about like performances today. So we're not really considering stuff like production or the other verses on the song as much, although we are going to talk about how well they fit into the rest of that. But yeah, let's just jump into it. First up, we have Travis Scott.
So Travis Scott, obviously a really talented artist, and I think he's definitely one of the best feature artists on the list. In terms of his production, I mean, obviously he can incorporate his production into a lot of different songs, but in terms of his rapping performance, I had two picks here because I had one where it was more rap and one where it was more of like that R&B type of feel. So I went Ice Age. It's a Don Toliver song featuring Travis. I also looked at Nina, 21 Savage featuring Travis, because I just really like when he comes in onto a track and just kind of tears into it before the actual artist gets onto it, and he kind of did that same thing in both. But so Ice Age was my pick here. I have a lot of nostalgia with the song, and I just think he carries it, and I really enjoy the song. And then my other song is Love Galore by SZA featuring Travis Scott. He's not much of a singer, but I just think with SZA they meshed so well on the track, and I thought he did a really good job. Yeah,
they had good chemistry on that one. And it's always cool when you get like a hip-hop feature on something that's not necessarily a hip-hop song.
Yeah, for sure.
And SZA's always been great at doing those collaborations. I mean, we also got a Kendrick feature on that album. So yeah, I really love that collaboration. Nina is the one that I went with.
Yep.
I think when I was looking at everything else, this one just stands on its own, you know? It's so unique. You really don't get that like auto-tune-less Travis performance like ever anymore. We got a few songs like that off Utopia, but it's really like a rare sighting. Normally when you get a feature from Travis, he's coming on with the auto-tune. Fairly similar melodies to what he usually does. I think he's getting a little bit stagnant as a feature artist, so this one feels like super refreshing for me. He slid on the beat. I love how he starts out the verse. I took a ballerina out to the ball dance. It's just like he just drags you right into it. Like it gives you no time to breathe with that song. He just jumps right into it. Another line I really liked on it, Mama said, live up to my name, but they jockin', because his name's Jock. I thought that was pretty funny. But honorable mentions, I also want to shout out Dark Knight Demo by Trippie Redd.
Oof, yeah, I forgot about that song.
That's one I was really considering. Also, Out for the Night Part 2 by 21 Savage. He's a hidden feature on this song, but a great thing about Travis features when he is doing his typical style is a lot of times like the beat will just like transform around him.
Yeah,
it'll like transform into his style, and you'll just hear him doing like his oohs and ahs, and you know that he's coming in there, and it's just super cool. Another one that is like very like under the radar, I don't think a lot of people know about, he's on a Justin Bieber song called No Sense.
Really?
And he's like bringing that like super aggressive like kind of the energy he had on Rodeo. I think it was released around the same time, and he just goes unnecessarily hard for a Justin Bieber song.
I'll have to tap in.
You definitely have to check that out. It's super underrated. He has an insane flow on it. I didn't go with that one because I think Nina is a bit more impressive. He has a longer verse on it, and he sort of just like steals the show. But yeah, Travis is a really, really good feature artist overall.
Yep. All right, next, Kendrick Lamar. Speaking of talented feature artists.
This one, like, I have a long list, and I wouldn't be mad at picking any of them, honestly. Like, by far, out of all the artists we looked at today, he has the most insane list of features, in my opinion.
I would say he's in second for me. Funny enough, I think Drake has a better feature list.
Okay.
Just because of his diversity, and I think, like, I'm more of that like trap fan, so his verses on songs with like Lil Baby and Gunna and stuff like that I've always really enjoyed.
That's fair.
But obviously Kendrick is immensely talented, especially when it comes to features. So let me hear, what's your list there?
You want to hear the whole list? Okay. I have No More Parties in LA by Kanye, Collard Greens by Schoolboy Q, Mona Lisa by Lil Wayne, Nostalgia by Pusha T, Yeah Right by Vince Staples, Family Ties by Baby Keem. The one I went with, though, was Control by Big Sean. This isn't a song that is on streaming services, but I felt like it's worth mentioning because it's a pretty well-known verse. This is kind of notorious for Kendrick sort of taking that like boogeyman status in hip hop and sort of attacking literally everyone in the game. Not necessarily on the personal level that he attacked Drake, but he's sort of saying that he's better than all of them. And it's so interesting to see him taking that super strong bravado all the way back then, even way before this Drake beef. He's always had that mentality that like he's the best in the game. If you haven't heard this verse, which I mean it's not on streaming, so it's good for it to like go under the radar, easy for it to go under the radar for a lot of people, but absolutely check it out. I think it's like 3 minutes long, and he is just going insane the entire time.
Yeah, I can't say I've ever heard of it, like heard that verse, but I'm definitely gonna have to check it out now. Now that you mention it. And I was between two songs here, and both of them were on your list. No More Parties in LA and Family Ties.
Yeah.
I think that those are both some of his like most energetic, and those like obviously he meshes super well with Baby Keem. I mean, Family Ties. That's the point of the song. So, and I just remember when I got my license, just blasting that song with all my friends. Like it was a great song, and his verse really added to it. And then obviously No More Parties in LA, he just goes absolutely crazy on. So I had to show it some love.
Do you think Kanye or Kendrick was better on that song?
I feel like Kendrick, honestly.
Okay. A lot of people say Kanye's better because I think he has like a longer verse, but I don't know. I feel like I could go either way.
Yeah.
The thing with the reason why I really picked Control is just because it's so long, and he's just going insane the entire time. And I feel like he's the only reason anyone ever talks about that song. It's a pretty notorious feature if probably for people who are a bit older and were around when it was dropped. But Family Ties was really up there close for me too. Like you were saying, like I have a lot of nostalgia for it. Like me and my friends listening to this song, it's something that we've always loved. And I think it's something that's really gonna stick with our generation and become like one of those iconic hip hop collaborations. And I think Kendrick's rapping on it is absolutely insane.
Agreed.
One of my friends thinks that Baby Keem was better on this song, and I don't
feel
get
like
that.
it's hard for me to almost compare what they did on the song because I feel like it was just completely different.
I know. I just think like Kendrick's performance is on another level.
Yeah,
you know?
I agree, but I do think still Kendrick performed better on the song, but not to discredit Keem by any means.
He did a great job too.
Yeah, for sure.
I need him to come back. I don't know where he is.
I know, it's getting frustrating.
Yeah.
All right, Drake. So I mentioned that this was probably my favorite feature list. I really struggled with this because, I mean, I think Drake is probably the most talented artist in terms of his R&B performance and his hip-hop performance.
Yeah, very versatile.
I don't think anyone has the singing voice he does that can also rap like he does. So that's why I kind of struggled, is I was like, all right, like, what do I go here? So for my features, I chose Yes Indeed, the feature off of Yes Indeed with Lil Baby. That one's just such a classic. If that song's on, I'm always just gonna go bar for bar with what Drake is saying. It's just so iconic to me. And like when I was scrolling through and playing the songs, like there were so many, and I hit Yes Indeed, and I was like I'm just feeling like I just felt it.
Just hits different.
And then in terms of R&B Drake, I went with Poetic Justice. I kind of mentioned last episode, just about how much I loved his performance on the song, and I still stand by that. I also want to give love to Walk It, Talk It by Migos. Obviously led to a diss by Kendrick, but the way he comes onto that song is so tough, and I love how he performs there. You got Never Recover by Lil Baby and Gunna. I think he just goes crazy on that. No Love by Lil Wayne. Both by Gucci Mane. There's just so many. Come and See Me by Party Next Door. There's just so many great Drake features, and I'm always impressed with how he's able to perform on tracks, no matter what kind of like genre they fit into.
He's always been a really, really good feature artist, and one of those artists where it was like for a while, like if you had a Drake feature, it was like a guaranteed hit almost. I was definitely heavily considering Poetic Justice also. The one I went with, another song that's very iconic for our generation, I went with Sicko Mode by Travis Scott. Yeah. I think he makes that song. Like, I don't think that song would be the massive hit that it is without Drake on it. He's sort of like, he's the very first voice you hear on the song. He sort of drags you into it, then the beat hits, and then he also transitions you into the second beat. And I just feel like he adds so much to the structure of the song. He has so much chemistry with Travis Scott, and he balances like the impressive rapping ability with it being super catchy and iconic at the same time, which I think is a really good quality that Drake has. I really like the flow that he does in this line, like wet like I'm Book, wet like I'm Lizzie, I be spinning Valley Circle blocks till I'm dizzy. That part has always like stuck with me. I don't know. It's super catchy. I think this song is iconic. Yeah, I love this one.
Yeah, definitely an iconic Drake feature right there. One thing that I really wish I could have experienced, like I wish I could have been older when that album dropped, and I wish I would have like had that like first listen like I do for albums now. Yeah. Because I know I've seen like YouTuber reactions of when Drake first comes on that song, crazy. And everyone's freaking out, and I just think, I mean, I can't think of a single person who doesn't love that song just because of Drake's performance on it. It's so catchy. He does such a good job with it. And I think they tried to do something similar on Utopia.
On Meltdown, yeah.
On Meltdown.
I think it was a solid song.
It was solid.
It wasn't the same magic. And I think that it probably came down to the production, that really like super dark production. I feel like that's, to an extent, like it's never gonna have the same effect on people as like something like Sicko Mode. It's just such a uniquely produced song. Yeah. And it's not to discredit Travis on it at all, because I think he also does an amazing job. But I think Drake, like I said, I think he makes the song
I
agree.
Is. I agree completely.
Yeah. Moving on to Kanye West.
You know, this was another one. I think Kanye's really good on pretty much anything he puts his hands on. Old Kanye. Now, obviously, we're seeing that that's not really true. But I think there was a lot of different songs to choose from. Obviously, it's Kanye. He was in the game for such a long time. So I ended up going with, I struggled between two here. A lot of these just like these artists are so good, I can't pick one.
Mm-hmm.
So I went American Boy, which I just think iconic is an understatement for it. I mean, he was able to go on. Would you say that's an R&B song or like a pop song?
I think it's just like you'd call it a pop song.
Yeah. But flawless execution on it by Kanye. I think the song was already good. Estelle did a really good job, but Kanye's verse is just so iconic on it. And
he fits so well in there.
He just sounds so good on it. And then I also went with Smuckers.
Oh, yeah. That's a great
by
one.
Tyler, the Creator. I love his verse on it and so many catchy lines that he says. And I just think he's a big reason. I think that song would have been great without him, but I think he just made that song even greater. But I'm interested to see, because obviously Kanye's such a diverse artist in what you said.
It's a super cool collaboration, Smuckers. I was considering that one, considering American Boy. I also really like Run This Town by Jay-Z. Jay-Z, Rihanna, and Kanye on a song. It's just magic.
Yeah.
I also really like Live Fast, Die Young by Rick Ross. I don't think that one's super well known, but I found it a few months ago and I've really been enjoying it. Like you were saying, I think that early Kanye is when he was dropping the best features. I think maybe once he hit like 2013, a little afterwards, he started getting a little bit worse on his features. And that was around when I was getting into him. So I never really like thought of him as a great feature artist, but going back into his catalog, like all these songs I've mentioned, I've seen like he was really carrying the same energy and quality that he was bringing on the college trilogy. He was bringing that to other people's projects too. The one that I went with was a song by Consequence. It's called The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And if you love like that college era Kanye rapping, you would love this song. It's produced by him, so that really helps. He fits right into that production. And it's super fun. It sounds like something off of The College Dropout, and it's hard not to pick that because it's my favorite album from him, and I think that's my favorite style of his rapping and everything like that. So I definitely recommend checking that one out. He has another feature on that album as well, and I think
I can't say I've ever heard of or I've never listened to that song, but I think obviously that early College Dropout era type of, I don't know if you've ever heard They Say by Common, featuring John Legend and Kanye, but I think that's another song with that type of vibe that I really enjoy.
I was considering that one too. I'm pretty sure he has another collaboration on that album too, on B. But he executively produced the entire thing. Like, I'm pretty sure every beat on there is a Kanye beat. If you haven't heard B by Common, it's an amazing, amazing album.
Yep. Yes, it is.
Moving on, Tyler, the Creator.
You know, Tyler, I felt like almost, I don't know, what were your thoughts on his feature catalog?
I think it really comes down to the two different halves of his career. I think, you know, earlier Tyler, the Creator, he was very emphasized on like that edginess in his rapping, which sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. I can't say I'm the biggest fan of his old style. Yeah. So I was mostly looking at things that are a little bit newer. On the older side, I was listening to Telephone Calls by A$AP Mob. He did a good job on that one.
On the older side, for me, I want to show love to Palace / Curse by The Internet. The Internet's a great band. If you haven't heard of them, you have huge artists like Sid and Steve Lacy that were parts of it. And Palace Curse is just a great song.
I haven't heard that one.
You should definitely check it out. It's with Tyler, and I really like that song. But what did you end up going with?
I was also considering Something to Rap About by Freddie Gibbs. And then this is the one I would have gone with if we didn't have that rule about the producer collaborations. Cash In, Cash Out, I think, is like, it's not his song, but it's hard, you know? But I think his performance on that is one of my favorite performances from him ever. So I had to shout it out. But as far as like guest verses on someone else's song, I went with 327 by West Side Gun. I absolutely love how he commands the song and makes it his own. Like, it sort of transforms into his own world, kind of like how Travis does that. I really like how he drags you into the verse with like the yeah. Super catchy, and yeah, he has like so much swagger on it, so much energy. And I think this is like sort of that like Call Me If You Get Lost era Tyler rapping, which is my favorite style that he was doing ever in his career. And yeah, really love this song. Love his feature on it.
Yep. Interesting about Cash In, Cash Out. I've never been a huge fan of that song personally. Really? The beat has always just kind of annoyed me.
Okay.
Like, I don't know. It's just always just like it never hit me the right way.
Fair enough.
But I kind of had that same thing where I really like the song "Come On, Let's Go." By it's Nigo.
I was thinking about that one too.
He's technically a feature, but like not
Nigo
really.
Nigo is just a producer.
Yeah. So obviously I didn't go with that one, but if I could have, I would have. I ended up deciding to go with Something to Rap About.
Nice.
I'm not a huge Freddie Gibbs fan. We've talked about that before, but that's one of the only songs that I've really listened to, and I just really like. I mean, I feel like Tyler doesn't usually use beats like the one used on Something to Rap About, and I just really liked how he commanded the beat, and kind of like he did with 327, just kind of made it his, and he really fit in, and I really liked like hearing him really rap on that song.
Yeah, great collaboration.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on to Young Thug, another amazing feature artist.
Amazing.
Has lots and lots of features that I had no way of going through all of them.
Yes.
But yeah, what did you end up considering?
Before I start, I gotta show love to everything he's done in his career, because especially as a feature artist, he's ridiculous. Like the way that he's able to go on to like any album, any track, and fit in and sound good is truly impressive.
Yeah. I was looking, shout out Reddit. There's a lot of Reddit threads that were like people like talking about their favorite features from all these artists. That really helped me out. And I was looking at a lot of them, and people would say, oh, this feature is amazing, and I'd listen to it and I was like, it's okay. Pretty much everything I heard from Young Thug was like on a consistent level of quality. So like that's incredible as a feature artist.
Yep. I want to give credit to songs. Pick Up the Phone. It's kind of weird because it's like listed as a Thug song, but it was on Travis's album.
It's on Travis's album Birds in the Trap, but it's also on Young Thug's album Jeffrey. So I really love his performance on that too, but I have no idea whose song it actually is. So.
No. And then I want to give love to Goodbyes by Post Malone featuring Young Thug.
I don't know if I've heard that.
It's a pretty big one. It was like a radio type of song. And it's just like that kind of like, I guess more of a pop Post Malone, but Young Thug just fits on it so well. There's also like Strawberry Peels, Dollars on My Head, Oh Okay. There's just countless amount of different amazing Thug features, but I ended up going with one that's really iconic for me, which is One Watch by Gunna featuring Young Thug.
Okay.
It's pretty much like a Thug song. It's listed on Gunna's album, so like it's his song featuring Young Thug, but Thug has the chorus and like the first two verses. Gunna just has one verse on it.
Wow.
And the like Thug's performance, he switches flows like 4 times throughout the song. He fits so well on the beat. Like it was one of my like most played songs over the past probably 2 years ever since I found it, because it just like itches my brain. It's such a good feature, and he's just such a ridiculous, especially when he's on a track with like Gunna. It feels like his abilities go up. He gets a boost, and if you haven't heard this song or haven't listened to it in a while, please check it out, because it's a great feature.
Yeah, I don't think I have. I guess I didn't come across it while I was doing my research, so I'm gonna have to check that one out. I was considering. I feel like, my bias kind of shows through here because I'm a big Travis Scott fan, so a lot of Young Thug features on Travis Scott songs came into my head when I was thinking about this. I really like him. I'm not going to say the title, but the 14th track off of Utopia. I think he did an amazing job on that. He has a pretty long verse, and he's just, switching flows like crazy. There's a Gunna song that I found. It's a very early Gunna song. It's called Caught Me a Foreign. That he had a really good feature on that. I also really like him on Quavo and Takeoff's song called Chocolate. He did a really good job there. heavily considering 2 songs. One of them is Maria, I'm Drunk by Travis Scott. This is kind of a debate in hip hop circles. Like, did Justin Bieber, did Young Thug have a better verse on this song? And I think Young Thug had a better verse. I think he fits better. I think, Justin Bieber, he has like the voice of an angel, whatever, and he's always gonna sound good, and I think he did like a really good job. But I just think like Young Thug's like chaos and crazy flows and crazy melodies and just the unique things that he does with his voice, it may not be like as technically impressive as Justin Bieber's singing, but I think it's more interesting for me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What do you think?
I'm more of a Biebs fan.
Okay.
I just think that's like a one-of-one type of thing.
Yeah.
It's not very often you get a singer like Justin Bieber, especially when he was, I guess you could say that was his prime. Like
I would say
back
so.
During
Yeah,
that time.
he was going crazy
But,
at that point.
Yeah, he just went absolutely stupid. Came in like rapping with that same like little angel voice he had, and I think that it was really impressive.
Yeah. I really miss like cross-genre features like that. I feel like we don't see as much of that anymore. Travis used to be really good at it. Kanye used to be amazing at it. But it's just become less of a thing. So I really want that to come back. Like every time you get an album, like you have no idea who's going to be on it. Like that's a really cool feeling. And so I encourage artists, if anyone's listening, get some unique features. But the one I went with was Out West by Jack
Really?
Boys. Yeah.
Really?
I just love the way that Young Thug, I think that he absolutely carried this song. And it's not my favorite Jack Boys song. It's not my favorite Travis song. But I think as far as like from what I heard, it was just my favorite Young Thug performance. I think he like I said, I think he carries the song. I think he slid on that beat like it was nobody's business. And yeah, I love his melodies. I think it's super catchy. And just every time it comes on, I get like super hyped. And I, as far as everything else on here, besides maybe like Maria, I'm Drunk, it just stuck out to me the most out of everything I listened to. But obviously, he has so many features. I couldn't listen to everything.
Yeah. I feel like when I'm looking through his list, like he probably has like the most features I've seen. And that makes he just performs so well on so many of them. So yeah. I feel like he's one of those artists where no matter what somebody said about like, oh, this is my favorite Thug feature, I'd be like, I understand it. I get it. Yeah. Just because of how talented he is as an artist and truly one of the best trap artists ever. But speaking of amazing trap artists, Future next, another amazing feature artist.
Yeah, another one where there's no way we could have listened to everything. So luckily for this one, I was just able to like go in the back of my head and think, oh, he's on this song that I really like. So I'm sure there's plenty that I missed, but I have a pretty sizable list. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, I tried to mainly limit it as much as I could, but like Future, I couldn't limit it that much because he's just such an elite artist. I mean, you see him just on so many different things. And yeah, but I think I ended up going with Pardon Me off of Lil Yachty's album.
I don't think I've heard that.
It's you have to listen to it. It's amazing. At one point he starts like whistling on the track. It's like and he whistles. We on it, and it's so crazy. Like it.
I love it when he experiments.
Exactly, but I mean, in terms of other features, you have. I mean, one feature that I think is almost underrated is his feature off of The Franchise, Travis Scott.
Oh, the remix?
Yeah, the remix.
Future? Yeah.
I really loved that remix for some reason. Yeah. I mean, I really didn't like how, what was it?
MIA. Yeah.
I thought she ruined the song when it first came out, so I like that.
Speaking of good Young Thug features, though, that's another really good one.
Agreed.
But, yeah, Future also did great on that.
Agreed. But, I mean, there's so many. All of his collaborations with Drake over the years are all amazing. Trim off of the recent Playboi Carti album had one of the best features we've heard in a while. Relationship by Young Thug.
Yes, I had that in my list.
Yep.
That one's super underrated. That's such a unique song, you know? On that, it's on like, I don't even know how to describe the beat. It's like super like happy sounding and like very like electronic, almost like getting into like a hyper pop territory. Super unique, and that song just makes me smile every time I hear it.
And then my last shout out will be to X by 21 Savage in Metro. Just that classic. I mean, whenever I listen to that old 21, I'm hyped. But Future on top of that, it's just an amazing song. But I'm wondering, what did you have?
Yeah, I had a pretty long list. I was also thinking about Trim by Playboi Carti, very recent. Jump Out the Face by Meek Mill, really good. As far as like unique Future performances, a lot of people kind of hate on him on this song, but King's Dead, J-Rock, Kendrick Lamar, I think his verse is amazing. Like, it's so iconic. Like, that this is one of the ones that like I would like hear people and like in middle school like rapping it, and I wasn't even a fan of rap music, and it just stuck through that much that I was still like hearing people talk about it. Yeah, I think he has a super unique performance on that. I was also thinking about Relationship by Young Thug, Supmate by Young Thug.
Yep. Great one right there.
Crazy. He's also on like kind of like a art experimental like pop song by an artist called FKA Twigs. I might have mentioned her in a previous episode.
I think you have.
It's called Holy Terrain. And he's coming in with kind of like a Hendrix style like melodic rap performance, but I think it's one of his stronger ones. Very unique song, really cool, and a lot of people seem to think he doesn't fit there, but I think he fits amazing. I think he makes the song so much better than it would have been without him. The one I went with, though, you know, showing my Travis Scott fan bias again, I went with 3500. But I really tried to like look at it objectively. I just like couldn't get away from this one. I think his performance on this song is just incredible. I love his verse.
Yep. I think honestly, I don't know if I've heard that one. Just because is that one of his Travis Scott's like. What album is it off?
It's off Rodeo.
Yeah, I need to re-listen to Rodeo. I think I only listened to it like one time through.
So good. Moving on to Playboi Carti.
Yeah, another trap artist, another one of my favorites. I think you could make a list for him too, just like any other artist. I mean, I tried my best to limit it, but I want to give a shout out to some features like Timeless, the recent Weekend drop. I think that's an amazing song, and he does a great job on it. Type Stuff by Future and Metro Boomin.
Yeah,
I think he kind of makes that song. I also want to give a shout out to Carnival, Kanye West. Don't
love the song, but Carti.
I know
Carti was pretty good.
He was amazing on it, and there's just countless amount of different Carti features. I mean, Earthquake. I forgot about Almeida by Solange.
That was one I was thinking about too.
Yep, great one. There's just so many, but I ended up deciding on going with, I went with Miss the Rage by Trippie Redd. I mean, that beat was probably
generational beat.
Still one of my favorite beats of all time in terms of like that rage type of feel. It's just so good. And while I do think Carti could have done better on the song, he just like that feature on it. Like, there's not a time where I'm not gonna kind of go bar for kind of with that yes indeed type of thing I mentioned with Drake.
Yeah.
Whenever it's on, I always have to go with him because I just like I love it. That beat almost sounds like it's made for a Carti feature. Like he just goes so crazy on it, and also just that nostalgic feel, like that summer type of vibe. And so that's why I went with that.
He belongs perfectly on that song. He's a very, very smart inclusion there.
Yep.
I was also considering Almeida by Solange, another like cross-genre collaboration that's really, really cool. It's kind of like an R&B song that has Carti on it, and I think he fits really well. I was also heavily considering Flex Up by Lil Yachty.
Yeah.
This is kind of like that Whole Lotta Red sound from Carti, and once again, I just think he fits him like a glove. Like he just commands all the attention on that song. Sounds right at home on that beat. But I did go with Earthquake by Tyler, the Creator. I think it's kind of a testament that like I probably couldn't name like a single line from this verse, yet I could kind of sing along with the entire thing. Like, it's super catchy, and it's just like straight vibes. He blends right into the beat. It's very unexpected on like kind of like a experimental pop song. You wouldn't really expect Cardi on this, but he fits right in. Another hidden feature, and yeah, I think his flow's super catchy and just kind of iconic for being like pretty much impossible to understand, but I still think it's really good.
Yeah, that Cardi-nese. I feel like that was the first time I would ever really hear people like, oh, do you speak Cardi-nese? Or
yeah. They have, I'm pretty sure on like the Igor like vinyls and stuff, they have the lyrics in all the songs, and when it gets to Cardi's verse, there's just nothing. Like they're just like Cardi speaks or something like that.
I feel like I could decipher it like
if you really tried.
Yeah, if I tried. I mean, I definitely can. I hear like a plug gonna set me up.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's the most clear part of the whole part. But I feel like I've listened to so much Cardi, I'm like semi-fluent in Cardi-nese. I'd get like a B in the class if I took it.
They should offer that here.
Yeah, I think that would be Central Michigan if you're listening. Cardi-nese. I'd like to major in it, so if you can make that a possibility.
Not even just a major, like I'd take a class on it, like foreign language credit, you know?
Yeah, agreed. Just set it up, and that'll be the final exam. Yeah. Deciphering Earthquake.
Decipher Earthquake. That's good.
But yeah, just another fantastic feature artist, and Earthquake's a fantastic feature from him. Up next, kind of back to, I would say almost like that Kendrick Kanye, we have Jay-Z.
Another long list of features that are very strong.
I can't say I'm the biggest Jay-Z fan. I've always just kind of struggled with him. Like, for me, I just can't compare him to, I mean, I know I just said it, but Kanye and Kendrick. I think Kanye and Kendrick are just so high above him.
I think Jay-Z, like, he's insanely influential, and like earlier on in his career, like albums like The Blueprint were like making like such huge waves, and they were so impactful and so massive in hip hop. And then sort of near the middle of his career, like his album catalog isn't as strong. So that's like kind of prevented me from getting super into his catalog. And so I definitely understand, like, if you compare like discographies, it's hard to compare them. But like as a rapper, he's super, super talented.
Definitely. And I ended up going with kind of something we've been talking about, is that cross genre type of thing. Suit and Tie by Justin Timberlake. That's one of my favorite songs of all time. That beat just makes, it's kind of like that same feel as We Major and Devil in a New Dress for me, like I talked about last episode, where it's like that rich type of feeling, and it just makes you feel like you're at like a fancy party where everyone's wearing suits and ties, just like how the song talks about. So
Jay-Z does that sound insanely well.
Yep, and I think when that beat kind of like muffles, and here he comes talking about like tuxedos and everything. Obviously, if the song was on, I could sing it, but for some reason it's skipping my mind. But I know he goes crazy. He does great, especially you have like the Justin Timberlake, like I don't even know how to describe it in the background. It's almost like a singing moan in the background, but it just adds to Jay-Z's verse so incredibly well. And I think it's just, if you could ask for a rapper on that song, I think he was the best option. And just a great feature and an amazing song. Yeah,
definitely. I had a pretty long list of songs that I was looking at. Some of them were ones that I was familiar with before, some weren't. Obvious mention, Diamonds from Sierra Leone remix. This one was very, very tempting for me, but I think it was a big part of how much I love that song is the beat, and I kind of had to put that aside and just look at just the feature. I was also looking at The Devil Is a Lie by Rick Ross. I was looking at Click it's kind of like a good music Kanye song. That one's like super catchy. I love Jay-Z's flow on that. I Do by Jeezy. I was also heavily considering Pound Cake by Drake.
Oof.
That's a really heavy hitter as far as Jay-Z features. But I think it was kind of a similar thing with Diamonds from Sierra Leone, where I just really, really liked the beat and the vibe of it all. and I just had to isolate the feature itself. The one I went with was a collaboration with Pusha T. It's called Drug Dealers Anonymous, and it's sort of like him telling, just sort of being like, it's crazy that I'm still here after all these insane things that I've done. He has a bar on here. If you don't know, one of his albums, I'm pretty sure his debut album is called Reasonable Doubt. One of the most insane one-liners I've heard. He says, "Before Reasonable Doubt dropped, the jury hung," and it's just sort of like talking about how it's just insane that he's here. That he was in so much like potential danger of going to jail, how insane his life was, and how much becoming such a massive hip-hop artist changed all of that. And I think this really falls in line with how much I love when an artist makes a song that only they could make. And I just think this is one of those examples. Also, I want to give a shout out here. He makes a Damn Daniel reference and somehow makes it hard. He says, "Damn Daniel, FBI keep bringing all them white vans through."
Dang.
He kind of made it hard.
That is pretty tough. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and if in case, I know there's some ongoing cases going on with Jay-Z's name right now. We do not endorse any of his actions here at Triple H. You know.
Mm-hmm. Strictly talking about music.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. Up next, we have J. Cole.
J. Cole, another really, really good feature artist.
Yes, I agree. I know we kind of talked about how we aren't huge fans of J. Cole, but I feel like it would be a discredit to hip hop if we didn't bring him up here.
Definitely.
And you know, there was a lot that I looked at, a lot that I went through. One that I kind of looked at was Under the Sun. On that Dreamville album. It was a little weird just because like it was his brand, and
he's kind of a part of Dreamville as like a group, and that's like his label. So
but it was a great feature from him. I still don't think his best feature, but I just wanted to give a shout out, and a big shout out to DaBaby on that song.
Yes,
one of the best hip hop features.
Definitely had the best verse on that.
That verse is still insane. Like no one. I feel like when you talk about that verse, everyone just knows because it was such a good verse and
Very
everyone
iconic
loves
now.
it. So just I had to give it a shout out. But I ended up going with A Lot by 21 Savage here.
That's a good one.
That was one of my favorite songs when it first released back when I was in like 8th grade, I believe, 7th grade. I always loved it. I think it's a very different type of 21 Savage that you usually hear, just kind of like that vulnerable, like that like how many times did I mess up, like so many times, and then Cole comes on and it just feels so genuine, like he's like, you know, I came here, I drove however much, his kids are in the studio with him, like I love that. And then he just kind of goes on a track and he shows love to different people, like NBA players that are struggling, like it just feels such a vulnerable and charismatic type of feel on the song. And I mean, I feel like a lot of other rappers, it's hard to kind of replicate that true, genuine kindness on a song, as funny as that sounds. But like, I mean, it's just hard. I mean, J. Cole's on a track saying like, pray for Markelle Fultz, man. Like his jump shot's messed up, and pray for 6ix9ine. You know, he's probably sitting in his cell right now just thinking about everything, and it really made you think. So definitely my favorite Cole feature, and a great twist of a song from him.
And it's crazy to like bring that energy just to a feature. I won't say like a random feature, but you know, like, and I feel like he always brings that energy, not the exact same energy, but he brings the effort to his features, which I think is a really commendable thing. Like a lot of times, like someone will hop on a song, you know, someone calls them up, asks for a feature, and they just, you know, they do their standard thing. Like they don't give it any special extra effort. They just fill space in a song. I don't think J. Cole really does that. And like you were saying, I'm not a huge listener of J. Cole. Somehow I haven't really got into his catalog that much. But the things that I listened to, I'm sure there's a lot that I missed. I just went off of things that I knew fairly well, and they're both fairly recent songs. I couldn't pick between them because I love them both a lot. I was looking at Ruby Rosary by A$AP Rocky. I believe it came out last year, and I love his writing on this. It's kind of like about I believe it's alluding to like AI coming up, but also, you know, the state of the world, things not being super great. And he's just sort of reflecting on what it would be like to not be able to do music anymore, or like music not being important anymore, the artistry not being important in the world, other things sort of taking the forefront, whether it be the economy, you know, conflicts, global conflicts, wars, anything like that. That artistry just sort of no longer being something that people care that much about. And it just really made me think, because, you know, as such a heavy music listener, someone who wants to make their own music, just thinking about things getting so bad and so real in the world that none of that even matters anymore. It's just a crazy thing to think about, and something that I feel like only someone like J. Cole or maybe Kendrick would write about on a feature. And then kind of a completely different vibe, I just really love his rapping on Off D's by JID.
Yep, I love that
Insane
song.
performance. I'm not usually like a super like, oh, I love like super fast flows, but I think J. Cole's really good at it, making it catchy and interesting instead of just doing like like the entire time. Like he's keeping it interesting. He's switching up his flows all the time. Crazy chemistry with JID. Incredible delivery too, and yeah, super impressive rap performance on that.
Yep, I definitely agree. I think, like you said, I've never really been a huge fan of like that fast, like undecipherable flow type of thing. Like that's why I've never really liked Eminem.
Me
As
neither.
most of my friends know, I openly hate on Eminem. Like
Me
it's
too.
my joke. Like I'm like, this dude sucks. Like I like that early Slim Shady when you could understand him, but once he started making like those Rap God and Lose Yourself, like it's just corny
I've
and
never
not good for me.
enjoyed it that much.
I don't like his voice, like, and that's why I've always struggled with that fast type of flow. But, and that's why I'm not a huge JID fan either. Like, I'm not a huge. I like actually being able to really decipher the music on that listen. But, you know, J. Cole goes absolutely crazy on this, along with JID. I think just that early Dreamville chemistry right there is great.
Definitely.
And then, have you listed your one yet?
It was just kind of a tie between those two for me.
Okay, I want to give a quick shout out. I'm actually kind of surprised because this seems like a song that you would enjoy. It's with Benny the Butcher, if Johnny P's Caddy.
I'm pretty sure I've heard it.
You have to. I think you'd be a huge fan of that one. I was really expecting you to.
I know that's one that NFR talks about a lot as like one of the best J. Cole performances. So
Yep.
yeah, I need to tap into that.
Benny the Butcher is a really impressive artist too.
Definitely.
I'm not like hugely tapped into him, but there's definitely a couple of songs that I listen to by him, and I'm like, dang, like this guy is good, and I think that song's great, and you would really enjoy that one.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
All right, up next is Don Toliver.
I feel like he is one of the, like, he's a lock for a feature. Like if you want a good feature, like right now, he's one of the ones where you can go to him and you can, it's guaranteed to be good.
And he'll make your song better. I've never heard a feature by him where I'm like, like I don't really think this is good. Like every time I hear a feature by him, even on a bad song, it's a good feature.
Absolutely.
I'm a big Don Toliver fan, but you know, there's one that stands out from the rest. I think you're gonna agree with me here.
I think so. But
Can't say.
Can't say.
You know, like I said, so many good features by him, but Can't Say is just in a league of its own. It's probably one of my favorite features ever.
Yeah.
Just his ability to, it's almost making me speechless thinking about just how crazy he goes on this song.
It's so different, you know. It really like at that point in the Astroworld track list, it really just like throws you back into the action. This was kind of like his debut as an artist to the world, and on such a massive album, like, and he deserved it too. Like most artists would never get a chance to like debut themselves on such a big album from such a huge artist like Travis Scott, but he absolutely held his own. I think he wiped Travis on his own song.
I agree.
His melodies on this are just so unique, so cool. They still sound like they give me goosebumps, even though I've heard it like a million times. It almost sounds like he's doing like kind of like a back and forth with himself at certain points. Like it's one of the best verses on the album, if not the best. And like,
yes, I completely agree. I think it is the best verse. I mean, it's probably between that or Sicko Mode, honestly. But it's just truly, like you said about that goosebumps point, like it does give me goosebumps because it's just such an impressive song. And I mean, he washed Travis, and Travis didn't do bad. But
yeah, Travis did good too.
The Don Toliver was just so ridiculous, and a big credit to Travis for knowing. Like it takes guts to put an artist that really nobody's heard of like that onto a big album and expect it to blow up, and it blew up. And it was a great song, amazing feature. And I don't think if it comes up when I'm listening to music, I don't think I'll ever skip it.
I don't think I've ever skipped this song either.
It's just it's
always good.
It's ridiculous.
But I had a decent list of shout outs too. I really like Lemonade by Internet Money. I think that's another one of his like iconic hooks.
For sure.
I really like this song by Black called Temporary. He has another really good hook on there. Recent one, Worth It by Offset. Once again, you get a Don Toliver feature. He makes the song. Also Moon by Kanye West.
I was about to say the same thing. Yeah, that's a great feature. I mean, it's like that.
Yeah,
will go like
he's just singing on that one. But he has such a unique, beautiful voice, and he just fit perfectly on that song. Once again, made it the song that it is.
Yep, I completely agree. All right, up next we got A$AP Rocky.
Another really good feature artist.
Yeah, I agree. I can't say I've gotten like huge into A$AP Rocky. Definitely not like some of the other artists on this list, but obviously I like A$AP Rocky. He's
a very good rapper.
It's hard not to like him.
I feel like he's somehow underrated, probably because he hasn't dropped in so long. But like I feel like he just gets like forgotten a lot of times. But he's a very, very good rapper.
Yeah, and I think he's another one of those artists that fits on so many different things. My few shout outs that I have, Pick It Up by Famous Dex. I don't know if you remember that song, but it was a classic back in the day. It's like, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Ooh, no, that's how you move. It was
sounds
huge.
Familiar.
And then New Choppa by Playboi Carti. An amazing feature.
Great one.
That beat is so electric. Carti's so electric on it, and like he just comes on and goes crazy. It's a completely different flow from what Carti was doing, but he still just fits so well. But I went with Potato Salad by Tyler the Creator.
Nice.
It's not like officially listed as a feature, but it's Tyler's song and A$AP's on it. And yeah, I just thought he went so crazy on it. I love that song.
I don't think I could ever get sick of them making music together.
Yeah, I agree.
I would. I feel like a dream like collab album would be between those two. I think that would like change lives.
Yep, I agree. And one of my favorite bars on this song, I quote it like day to day, where he's just like, "This ain't a purse, it's a satchel." I say that all the time, bro. Like if I'm holding my girl's purse or something, I'm like, "Oh, this ain't a purse, it's a satchel." Like every time, because it's just like it's so catchy to me. But I'm interested to hear what you had to say here.
There's a good amount of songs that I found for the first time. Looking at A$AP Rocky features, Superheroes by Chief Keef. That one was really good. Ghost Ride by Skepta was really cool. There's this one called Mamacita by someone called Smokey Margella, I think.
Yeah.
I never listened to anything by him, but it's kind of cheesy, but I like it. It has like a Pixies sample on it, and I think A$AP Rocky fit perfectly over it. New Choppa, obviously incredible. Also, shout out Who Dat Boy off of Flower Boy. Another Tyler the Creator song. I think he sounds super cool on that beat. He builds the tension in that song really well. The one I went with was Hands on the Wheel by Schoolboy Q. It samples a song that interpolates Pursuit of Happiness by Kid Cudi. So it has like that very nostalgic vibe, and I think that's where I enjoy Rocky the most. Like I said, I think he's a very, 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 really good rapper, but I just love when he's like hitting that nostalgic sounding beat and the nostalgic sounding lyrics and stuff like that. But still, he has like a crazy flow on it. He fits perfectly on this. His voice matches Schoolboy Q's so well. There's a line on here. He says, "Got the purple drink, got the yellow drink. We mix it up, call it Pikachu." I don't really know what that means, but
hey,
I thought it was funny.
Hey, close enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a great artist, and I think his work. I mean, even I looked at some of like the A$AP Mob songs, which he's technically listed as a feature, but like "Raf" is a great song. there's a lot that he performs really well on. But yeah, those were all good lists by you. And last but certainly not least, Lil Uzi Vert.
Yeah.
I feel like he's on that same thing as Thug and Future, where a million features. No way to listen to them all, but a lot of amazing features on this, especially. I mean, I feel like it's a common trend, but those like old features from him, maybe not recent ones, is I feel like they're starting to get a little
Not
bit worse.
good.
But
yeah.
I think just some of those old features are ridiculous.
Yeah, I've never been into Uzi that much, but I feel like I've been getting into him more and more progressively over time. I'm finding a lot of older songs from his catalog that I really, really enjoy.
Yep.
Off of like Love Is Rage. What is it? It was like Lil Uzi Vert Against the World. That's one of them, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So what did you consider for this?
So I want to give a quick shout out to a lot of people consider this his best feature. I've always enjoyed it, but I've always thought it was a little bit overrated. It's called Shells.
I was looking at that one.
Definitely heard that one. It's like the mask on my face and we run in your place. And
carried that song.
Yeah, that other person was terrible. Shabazz, PBG, terrible. But Uzi came on and made it a song.
I know.
Really
Made it a real song that someone might want to listen to.
But just I feel like I really like it. It's just I feel like because the song is so bad, it's a lot easier to look really good on a song where the other dude's terrible. So that's why I just don't have it as my favorite. But Wasted by Juice WRLD. I really like how Uzi has like that rock star vibe on it. I think that's awesome. Wanted You by Nav. I think he does great on that. Too Much Sauce. Shout out to Future for this too. I forgot to mention it for him, but I love this song in middle school. Like 6th grade, I think I found it, and it's just a great song. But I didn't have to, but I decided to go with Woke Up Like This by Cardi.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite songs of all time. I feel like it kind of changed the way I look at music. What hip hop could be.
Yeah.
I absolutely. It's such a simple song, such a simple beat, but it's just there's something special about it, you know. And I think Uzi did an amazing job on that. I really like him on Shoota.
Yep.
Off of Die Lit.
Of course.
What's the Move by Young Thug.
Of course, great song.
The one I went with for like the actual like best feature, best performance was Flawless by Yeat. I re-listened to that and I think Uzi like absolutely carries that song. I think it's an insane rapping performance. Like the way that he's switching cadences, switching flows, switching octaves in his rapping. It's switching from melodic to non-melodic. I love like how he kind of adapts Yeat's style into his own rapping, and that's a really really cool thing that people do in features. It's kind of a hard thing to do, to like blend in with the artist, but I think Uzi did an amazing job here, not like coming off as like a copycat, but rather just like interpreting Yeat's style and Yeat's deliveries of words and kind of making it his own.
Yeah.
A line I really like on this one: I got 2 stupid Glocks and it came with the Switch. I named them Ren and Lil Stimpy. I like that one.
He's a funny guy. And I think matching a Yeat like flow and delivery, I feel like he's probably one of the most difficult artists to kind of match that vibe with. I mean, we've seen talented artists like Drake try to get on a song with him.
Doesn't work
and
that
just,
well.
It doesn't work because it's hard to replicate what Yeat does. But Uzi's one of those artists that definitely can capture that future like spaceship alien type of vibe type thing. I think him and Cardi and Young Thug are probably some of the only people that can really fit onto a Yeat song. And shout out to Big Tonka and 3G too. Both great Uzi features with Yeat. I completely forgot about those, so thank you for reminding me.
Flawless is insane.
Yeah, truly.
Speaking of Yeat, at the time we're recording this, he dropped a new song last night, and I really, really enjoyed it. It sounds like he's experimenting a little bit with his voice now. He was hitting some high notes on this that I didn't think he'd be capable of hitting. But
okay, yeah. I want to give a shout out. I've just been kind of listening to the old like 2016 White Iverson by Post Malone. Nice. I've been listening to a lot. And I want to give a shout out to Project Pat. I don't know how hip you are to him, but he's like on Knife Talk by Drake. The whole beat is the Project Pat. Definitely check him out if you like that kind of older rap feel.
All right. Well, thank you for listening. Once again, if there's any features that you think we missed, let us know at WMHW on Instagram. But yeah, I'm Gabe Schall.
I'm Havrilla.
Thank you for listening.